Hello everyone, today I wanted to talk to you about voice leading. Now, normally when we think of voice leading, right, we think about voice leading through a chord progression, right? Moving each chord as minimally as possible from voicing to voicing. And that's traditionally how voice leading is used in a harmonic context, right? We're always using it with harmony or chords. But what happens if we try applying the idea of voice leading to single notes or to our solos, right? Something that I do a lot, especially if there's a more complex set of chord changes, is I'll use the arpeggios or the chord tones of every chord to play over each individual chord. So let's take a simple chord progression. We'll do a 2-5-1 in the key of G. So we have A minor 7, D7, and G major 7, right? Now, if I'm going to chord tone solo over these chords, I'm just simply going to use the arpeggios or the notes of each chord over each individual chord, right? So over A minor 7, I'll use A minor 7 arpeggio. Over D7, I'll use D7 arpeggio. And over G major 7, G major 7, right? Now, if you go to solo over these chords using these arpeggios, it might sound a little bit kind of like an exercise almost, because our tendency is always to start on the root. I might go, right? And that's not very musical, even if we're a little more liberal with where we're going, right? Always starting on that root really has a lot of like downward gravity, and it can really kind of kill the flow of your solo. So let's take the idea and the principles of voice leading and apply it to these arpeggios. So for example, as an exercise, let's just play up and down the arpeggios, but voice lead arpeggio to arpeggio. So for example, right, I can go up my A minor 7. Right now I know the next chord is D7. So I say, okay, instead of going down to the root, here I am at the top of A minor 7. What's the next closest available note in D7? And I can think in my head, okay, well, I know my D7 arpeggio. And I say, I'm here right now, and really I'm just gonna visualize that D7 chord shape, and I can say, look at that. I could go right down to the third, right next to my 7th of A minor, right? So check this out, I'll go up A minor 7, now down to the 3rd of D, and since I moved down, I'll just continue down that whole arpeggio. Now I'm going to G major 7 next, and I can say, okay, I could go to the root of G major 7 or to the 3rd, but since I'm already heading in a downward direction, maybe I'll just continue down to the root and then ascend there. Right, so all of that together would sound like this. Now, there's no real right or wrong way to use this as an idea. You can start kind of jumping around, going up or down to the next closest available note. So for example, right, I could say, okay, up A minor, instead of going down, technically it's a half step movement. It is closer than going up a whole step to the 5th. But let's see what happens if we do hit that 5th. So up A minor 7, maybe I want to continue up, right? And now I have to go to G. So you can see that there's really no limit as to which direction you want to take your arpeggios here. Now again, using voice leading, we're always used to using it harmonically, but as a challenge, try taking a simple chord progression, maybe 3 or 4 chords, and just try using this technique over it. So try starting on different areas of the neck too, right? I know I can always start my A minor here. I can also start it off the A string root and voice lead from there. So enjoy these new sounds and see where your creativity takes you.